Shut up, go away. Right. Sure. Oh, that's sad. Some kid wanted Spider-Man on the PS4 for Christmas, but he got Marvel's Avengers. That game wasn't horrible at all. Right. Hi everyone. There's a bit of an odd stream to do, especially because of the fact that the audio sounds like this. My microphone's not broken or anything. I just thought that this would be a good idea just for this stream. You know, it's like kind of, I don't know. It's artistic, I guess. God, I've been sitting here for 3 minutes and I've said absolutely not a word. But anyway, hi. Yeah, so 2023. Hope that goes well. Yeah, I do think that 2023 will be a good year. Hold on, I'm getting messages and I need to tell them to fuck off. Nope, that's just boo. All right, cool. Don't you love getting messages from dating apps? Oh, and it wasn't even a woman. Fuck that. It was just a stupid question of the day. But anyway, hi. Yeah, this stream is a little bit different from the other ones. You may notice that my room is changing color. I got light bars. I got these very cool light bars. You probably haven't seen them, but in the past you've seen that I've got a sunset lamp, but now I have these two light bars mounted to the side parts of my desk, the side bits. Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. It's definitely a part of my studio setup, and my studio setup is something that I've been building for about a year now, roughly. Yeah, but I went out and bought some speakers, quite a few. Apart from the ones that I had, apart from the one that I had, which I still have now, the total cost of the speakers is about $170, $180, and that's a pretty good deal because that's two crappy speakers that go down beside my TV, and then the two ginormous, well, not ginormous, but big, they're the biggest speakers of the bunch, speakers on top of my desk on both sides, and they sound absolutely wonderful. I don't think I can sell it. I don't think I can sell how wonderful they are, but they are good. Trust me. And they're so cool because they've got so many different like fucking settings, and it's just cool. I really like it. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust the mic thing. Hold on. There we go. Right. That's a little bit thing, you know. Right, yeah. But yeah, the light bars and the sunset lamp are now a part of my studio setup. You can't see the sunset lamp, but it's pointed directly at the roof above the desk. So it's on the top of the desk now rather than over where my Chromebook is. Um, and yeah, it's just pointing straight up at the roof. And yeah, I've got a speaker in front of it, and it's pretty cool. The whole thing is really cool. It's really nice, and I'm very happy. You know, I've been, like I said, I've been trying to make like a home studio setup for about um for about a year now, since I released Oh Yeah, You're Gonna Cry. Actually, when I released Oh Yeah, You're Gonna Cry, but when I was recording that, I think I was trying to make like a studio setup. So like I guess like on and off, I've been trying to make a studio setup for about a year now. And I think last year is when I really started to properly focus on that, you know. And I've got some really nice equipment. You can see the guitar stands here. In the past, you may have known that I had two guitar stands, one for Stag, one for Ash, which were my two guitars before I upgraded both of them, and they're both still here. Stag and Ash are still here. Yeah, Ash is still here because I do have a new electric guitar, and she's really pretty. You may have seen her on my Instagram story if you follow my Instagram, but we decided to name her Sapphire, which is really cool. Um, but I've kept Ash because a couple of sound differences might make a whole lot of differences, as well as the fact that it is my first electric guitar, so I feel like I should keep it. And Stag's here again because she was my first acoustic guitar, so I feel like I should keep her, as well as the fact that I've repurposed her as like an electric nylon guitar, like a semi acoustic nylon guitar, and that's really cool. But yeah, I have Jessica. I almost forgot that I call her that. I have Jessica, but I also have Sapphire. I'm gonna show her off to the YouTube. A Telecaster. Yeah, Telecaster. She's beautiful. She is Telecaster. Newin is the brand, but we're calling her Sapphire. I One of my personal picks for a name was Wendy, because like taking the Wen from Newin and then just Wendy, you know. But it is blue with a wood finish, dark blue wood finish, and it's really nice. It's really nice. Great sound, way better than Ash. But I'm still keeping Ash, you know. But this is definitely going to be my main electric guitar, and it is probably something that you will see in a future like chill stream. But yeah, really cool. Ah, I'm stuck. Ah, ah, Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. All over the place. Yeah. But but another thing with the home studio is that the guitar stand that I'm talking about. Previously, I had two, but I now have one. One thing. So it's really cool. It's one six guitar stand, and it's pretty cool. Let me tell you why it's cool. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it folds apart. It So the part where the guitar necks rest, that comes up and out. It folds up, and it like the whole thing packs into a suitcase. I'm not even joking. I feel like I should show it on stream. You know what? I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna turn up the gain so you guys can hear, but I hope that I don't make any loud noises. There we go. I'll turn up. I'll turn up the audio things just for this. But yeah, it's really fucking cool. remove the guitars from the thing first. So I hope that, you know what? We're gonna move the mic over there. Oh jeez. So they also have things to lock the guitars into place, and I'm planning on at some point buying a bass guitar to add to it, because in my recordings I record the bass guitar riffs on the electric and then pitch it down a whole octave in the software, and I need to stop doing that. I have one more space. I'm going to add a bass guitar to it. But yeah. Please don't fall off. Oh, jeez. Please move the cable. So this is it, right? It's very nice. It sucks that I accidentally kick it because my feet are too long for the bed. But here she is. Yeah, guitars just slot in here. There's some things in there. But here's what's really cool. Do this right. Oh, jeez. There's a lot of sounds. See, that just folds up. Actually, no, you don't need to go over there. You can go in here. So it goes in here. And then what's really cool is if it works, it just folds into a suitcase. I fucking love this thing. Because not only do I have room for all of my guitars, but I also can just like take this to gigs and stuff. It's so cool. You know what? I'm gonna assemble it. I'm gonna reassemble it. Right. Here we go. Just need to make sure it all goes in well. There we go. Right. I'm going to take off my headphones so I can actually, freely move. Words cannot describe how cool this is, but it's cool. Because all my guitars just go in there, and it's really, really nice. Yo, peanut infusion. Hello, Artie. I'm just showing off my guitar stand. Hold on, I'm gonna put it back to normal. There we go. What am I doing on the floor? I'm on the floor because I can be. And yes, the microphone intentionally sounds like this. It's because I'm cool. It's because I'm cool. Okay, goodbye. I'm watching those. Have fun. All right, bye-bye. Yeah. Oh, the light bars. I haven't shown you those. Am I able to just like take them out? Like, is the cable long enough to kind of show you guys? Sure, why not? But these are the yeah, I'll get up soon. But they are the lights that change color. As you can see, if you watch the stream, my room is gradually cycling between blue, cyan, purple, and pink, which are very nice colors, and they are colors that are on the background of almost every device I own. I'm not kidding. My phone, my work phone, my iPad, my fucking Chromebook, all of them. They have the same background of me lying on a stage with the same lighting rig. It is so nice. It is such a good background. I will need to give everyone open source to that photo someday. But yeah, I'm gonna get up and show you the lights now. Okay, that doesn't look good. But you can. Ah! That does, ow! That didn't look good, but you kind of got what I was talking about. Yeah. Will the fan make noise? I think it is. I'm gonna put it down to 1 and just point it away. That's slightly better, right? Yeah. I've also I've been away for quite a few months. I do apologize for that. Uh, yeah, as you guys know, we've been busy with the move. Still, in my case, I'm still somewhat taking things out of boxes. But it's going well, you know. Definitely have settled in, and definitely getting everything sorted. I am thinking about reorganizing a bit more. In the case of moving the bed, and these drawers maybe, and making like that the wall that the desk is against, like my studio kind of wall, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Maybe move the desk to the center. Um, yeah, I'll have to see how it goes, but it'll take a lot of work. Um, yeah. I also have gotten into instant film photography. I bought myself a camera in December, like start of December, very early December, like a week. And um, while I was in Christchurch with a couple of mates, um, and I have been taking some pretty cool photos. Some of them are pretty cool. Most of them are just too bright and just me still trying to figure out how to take good photos. There are two photos I have of the same house. One where I put my finger over the flash, and the one where I took it off. And yeah, they both are all right. They're both bad, but they're both like have differences. Let me. I'm gonna. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna turn off the mic, and I'm gonna show you guys what I have. There we go. Right, I'm here now. Right, so I actually bought this little booklet. That it was part of the kit that the camera came in. I have some very horrifying photos. Oh God, Jesus Christ! And a lot of these were taken like on New Year's Eve. Uh, yeah. So I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a bit of a glare. Hold on. Let me move this. There we go. Yeah. So you've got Will here pulling the middle finger. That's the first ever photo I took. Yeah, and the black like outside of the photo that also came with the kit. You got Will again, and you've got Harry playing a game at Time Zone, and then you got Harry playing a crane machine, and Will looking out the window in an actually horrifying like photo. Hold on. There we go. You can tell that's from inside a car. You can tell that I didn't get that right. You very much tell that I didn't get that right. There's a couple of other photos. Oh, this one is one that I really like. Like you can't really. It's better if you see it in person, but I'll actually take good photos of these one day, possibly for an album cover. But like, it's a really nice photo. This is like the best photo I've taken so far. Yeah, there's a couple other ones. Yeah, that one's pretty good. Yeah, there's a bunch of others. And it's still just a matter of me learning like how to take good photos. Um, oh gosh, have I used up like half the booklet so far? That's not possible. I haven't used up half the booklet, guys. Shut up. But yeah, I've been up to a lot while I've been away. You may have noticed that I uploaded 2 New Year's Eve videos. Well, actually, 2 New Year's videos. They both, yeah. So here's how it happened. Here's how the last 2 videos happened. They both premiered at 11:55 p.m. New Year's Eve. And what happened is I set them on a 5-minute premiere. So that means that they would play, the videos themselves would start playing on New Year's Day. Right as it turned 12, they would play on New Year's Day. And basically they were both just the same video, but I recorded 2 different takes and thought, fuck it, it'd be funny if I uploaded the both of them at the same time. And I did. And they were great. They were funny. I'm very happy with that. Yeah. But I've got plenty of plans for 2023. I've got plenty of plans. Currently, right now, already working on the next album. It could be an EP, but it's probably going to be an album. Working on the next cover album. And then I'm probably going to be working on another cover album about a month or two after I release the one that I'm working on. I don't have any like concrete or like any rough idea on when the release date of this first one, the one that I'm working on now, will be, but it'll probably be in a couple of months. Yeah, there is a small chance that it may be around the similar time that Road Trip came out. As a matter of fact, it's almost been a year and I haven't released the instrumentals. I'm so sorry. I'll get on that. I'll probably release it for the 1 year. But yeah, so when did I release that? It was around like April or something. So yeah, it'll probably be like March, April that this one is released. Maybe it depends because I've got work now. I've got a job. Yeah, not gonna tell you where because that's for me to know and you to find out. But basically, I'm not gonna have as much spare time. Um, yeah. It was kind of basic. So back in 2020, at the end of 2020, I applied for a job at a supermarket chain. Um, I'm not gonna shame them. I'm not gonna tell them who. I'm not gonna say out loud what chain it is, but you can take a pretty solid guess if you live in New Zealand. But I sent in an application and I assumed that I was going to get some sort of response. And I actually made a video at the end of 2020 on the first channel saying that things were going to change and I was going to be busier and I wasn't going to be uploading as much, which was completely true. I didn't upload as much as I did in 2020, but that's because I decided to leave the channel and just stop. I just quit right there. Not right there. I quit a couple months later, but basically, I never heard back from that supermarket chain, and that's quite funny. That's quite funny if you think about it, because I'm much better off in the place that I am now, even though people would consider it not to be like a fantastic job. I think it's good. I probably should stop talking. Nah, it's a good job. I enjoy the work. Yeah. But basically, what I'm trying to say is much like how I thought the start of 2021 was going to be, I'm probably not going to have as much spare time to work on music and stuff. Um, yeah, yeah, but hopefully it'll have better production history than Road Trip, because I believe that started around like the end of January and came out in April. So that's like a gap of like 3 months. 3 months? Yeah, about 3 months for everything to be ready. I hope that that's not the case with this one. This one, should I stop talking? You know what? No. So the one that I'm working on right now is fairly simple. I have a lot of the groundwork already established. Seeing as the fact that I recorded by amazing coincidence, I actually recorded a bunch of background tracks for my performance at the town square on New Year's Eve, and I can recycle those and make them better for the album. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe those who went to the New Year's Eve performance thing at the town square in Greymouth, maybe a sneak peek album peek peek album. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The project that I work on after this one is released will, now that I'm thinking about it, it probably will be an EP rather than an album. And I now have a quota. I now have a quota, like a sort of like objective that I need to fulfill. So each year I release a minimum of one album, one EP, and one single at least. I can release more, but if I release those, then that's good. It doesn't have to be in that order, because last year I released an album, a single, and an EP. That's the order that I went in. Um, yeah, Goodnight 2021 technically counts as an EP. By the way, Goodnight 2021, probably not a good EP, but you know, it counts. It counts as a release, and it was like an archive thing, so I guess it was kind of special. But you know, to be completely honest, it wasn't a great performance. You know, I honestly think that I did better this year. Not this year. I honestly think I did better for New Year's Eve, 2022 than I did 2021, and those weren't even used. The tracks from Goodnight 2021 were not even used for the New Year's Eve performance. Yeah, so it's good that I could be there now. And this was actually my first New Year's in Greymouth in the town, rather than out camping, which is pretty cool. You know, I got to go back to that campsite because I haven't been in a year. Yeah, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, this year's single, I don't know when it's gonna be. It's definitely a few months away because I'm still working on stuff, but yeah, I don't know what it'll be. I have an idea, but it probably won't be. It probably won't be then. Um, it's definitely few. It's definitely quite a few months away. Definitely will be around like halfway through the year before I start thinking about that. But you know, yeah, yeah. I'm just having a big open chat about things. Yeah. What else has happened? Um, so I got really into iPods. So for a bit of context, um, for the for like the past year and a half, since about like around like it's around like the halfway point between mid and end of 2020, so about like September, October. um I started watching the YouTube channel Dank Pods, and at that time, Dank Pods, the Dank man, was his big thing was iPods. He's now moved on to like junk MP3 players and headphones and all kinds of stuff. He's expanded his horizons. Um, but he's the reason why I got into iPods in the first place. And in 2021, I think it was like mid 2021, I decided to invest some money into buying an absolutely thrashed seventh generation iPod Classic. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The thing was absolutely thrashed. Let me list off the problems with it. The front and back case were both completely like scratched. They were scratched beyond belief. The click wheel was sometimes unresponsive, and it also just looked terrible. The battery depleted way too fast, and one of the worst things is that the headphone jack only played left audio. The right channel did not exist. So basically, any music that was in stereo, right ear was just completely gone. But yeah, those were the problems with it. So I decided, and yeah, and earlier last year, about mid last year, um, must have been mid to late last year. Late last year. Yeah, let's go with that. So late last year, I decided to invest a little bit of money. I decided to buy a fourth gen color. I didn't realize it was a color display until like a couple of months ago. Um, but I decided to buy a fourth gen color. Now, it was sold to me on the premise that it was flash modded. So let me explain what flash modding an iPod is. Basically, it's where you open the iPod, take out the hard drive, and put in like a couple of adapters to an SD card, and that can be the storage. So basically, you can dial in how much storage you can put. DankPods actually managed to put 1 terabyte. No, not just one, not two, but 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes into a seventh gen classic. But the problem with that is the iPod. Oh, hold on, let me move this down a bit. Hold on. There we go. That's better. But like how much storage an iPod can take was fine. Its only limit is how much RAM it has. um and even if you like bypass both of those factors, there's still like a limit on how many songs an iPod can have on it or how many songs an iPod can play. But yeah, so back to flash modding. It was sold to me as a flash mod with a card, a 64 gigabyte card in it. And I thought that was just a score, like yeah, because eventually I wanted to get into it and put like an actual hard drive into it so that I could use the 64 gigabyte so that I could use the 64 gigabyte card in like something else, like a camera or something, because one of the cameras that I have, 32 gigs is not enough. No, actually, there's not 32 gigs in that. I lied. 2 gigs. And it's almost full, and it has like barely anything on it. I find that so funny. But yeah, I figured that'd just be a score. And then I got another iPod. Oh, jeez, voice crack. And then I got another iPod. I got a first gen shuffle, which is just so nice. It's so cool. I always wanted those. Next on my iPod to own list is a mini, and I do have plans to buy one. I do know where I can find one, and I do have plans to buy them. To buy just one. But as well as the first gen shuffle, I also managed to score the fucking manuals. That's such a score. They're so cool. Because it even has the Apple stickers and the CD, the iTunes CD. It's so cool. That is like a collector's thing right there. That is so cool. And it's great that and guess what? You know what? Want to know what the best part is? It was sold to me as not working. I only had to pay for the postage. I'm not even kidding. I only paid the postage. That is it. The rest of it was free. I have the battery. So basically, the problem with the first gen shuffle that I own is that the battery is cacked. The battery is cooked. It's gone. It's not responding. And that's very common with the shuffles. But with all of these iPods, they all have problems. So a couple of weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, I went and ordered a bunch of iPod parts from Elite Obsolete Electronics. I think that's the name of the store, but it's just Elite Obsolete. I ordered a bunch of iPod parts from him. I ordered a front and back case for the 7th gen, a battery for that as well, a click wheel, and yeah, the back came with the back case came pre-installed with the headphone jack, so I didn't have to worry about any of that kerfuffle. The motherboard and the chassis and all that stuff on the inside could be kept because that was all good. Yeah. The 4th gen, I just bought a hard drive, like a small 30 gig hard drive, because that's what the storage capacity for that one is. I didn't want to be too greedy. I didn't want to, I didn't want to do the dance, and for the shuffle, I just bought a battery. I just bought a battery. I also bought a couple of opening tools and a spudging tool, as well as a firewire cable. And I think I may have bought the wrong one, but oh well. And I managed to fix the 7th gen. Now the thing is, I absolutely destroyed the case for the 7th gen when getting into it. All right, there are proper ways that you are meant to do that. I didn't obey the proper ways because I was going to be replacing the cases. I was going to be replacing both the front and the back case, so I could afford to be rough. You may have seen it on my Instagram story. Please, I beg of you, never open an iPod Classic like that. Never do that. Always be as careful as possible and follow the rules. But I got in, I replaced everything that needed replaced, and is all good. The iPod 7th gen actually works. And it works well. I tested everything. I tested everything. The headphone jack works and it's all good. I'm very happy with it. And the 4th gen, I got in, replaced the hard drive, and then that worked. I mean, the hard drive freaked out for a little bit. The hard drive freaked out for a little bit. The whole thing was just boot looping, and it was very scary. I left it on charge for the entire day while I was at work. When I got home, it was warm. I'm not even joking. It was running the whole time. I'm such an idiot, but it's working. And it has a fuck ton of music. And I'm not even kidding. Genuine treasures. It is so cool. Yeah. I haven't managed to get into the shuffle yet to replace the battery, but at some point I need to sit down and do that. Probably tomorrow, because the day after I have plans. Tomorrow I have absolutely nothing going on. So if I'm not called into work, then yeah, definitely going to be trying to get into the shuffle tomorrow. But the problem with the shuffle battery is that needs to be soldered to the motherboard. Every other battery for every other iPod that I own is a connector. No. I have to fucking solder a battery, a tiny battery, to the fucking motherboard. That's insane. The iFixit guide that I'm using to get into it says that this is very difficult. Oh boy, is it. The iFixit guide also said the 7th gen Classic was very difficult to get into. 30 minutes to 2 hours, if you're lucky. I managed to get in quick. I was ruthless. I was very bad. But getting into it, didn't take long. The whole thing probably took about less than an hour, I reckon. Maybe even an hour. Because I had to rummage around for screwdrivers, but I do need to get like a full actual kit at some point. But yeah, the iPod Mini iPod Mini, great iPod, and it's great because I can just put in like the flash mode whenever I want. Because one of the adapters to turn the SD card into an actual hard drive for the iPod 4th gen, a part of the adapter can actually just go in itself into the iPod Mini, and that's so cool. It's so fun. Um, so yeah, iPod Mini, that's definitely on my list. And another thing that I need to do. Oh yeah, I was talking about the Chromebook earlier. I said I was going to get back to something about that, didn't I? Oh well, I'm planning on buying a laptop rather than just using my shitty Chromebook, which means that that will actually open more like things. More things will be available to me, like possibly streaming on Twitch using OBS, and accessing like very like easy to run games on my Steam account, which is great because the Beginner's Guide and the Stanley Parable, those two games are two games that I want to stream at some point. I tried to stream the Beginner's Guide back in 2000, back at the end of 2020, and that honestly just ended my streaming on my computer. A couple of months later, the laptop that I was using died. I'm not even joking. The fucking thing is dead. No, it wasn't a couple months. It was about a year later because I distinctly remember partially using it during the 2021 lockdown, in the middle of the year, roughly around the time when I recorded my sort of live album. I need to do something like that again, and I actually need to like properly release that as like an actual thing. Yeah, but yeah, so I've definitely got plans. Um, yeah. The laptop, I'm planning on buying it this week. Um, it's not probably won't be great. It's not expensive, which is great because it fits in my price range. But that doesn't mean it's going to be great. But it's just something because my Chromebook is starting to fail. When I unplug, so basically my whole setup is running from my Chromebook. I have a TV, a keyboard, a mouse that's all hooked up to like some adapters, the camera, the USB cord to the speakers, and the cable that connects my mixing desk to the USB. That's all of those are plugged into the Chromebook. And the Chromebook is starting to show its age. It's 2 years old, and it's starting to crap itself. Um, yeah, it's 2.5 years old, and it is starting to just die. Yeah, I'm not even joking. I wish I was, but it's quite sad. Some of the keys aren't working anymore when I unplug everything from it. That's why I prefer using the keyboard because it's just so simple, and I don't have to reach over. Um, but yeah, I think it's finally time for me to stop using the Chromebook as a fucking laptop because it is shit. Honestly, like when I went to school, I would see people who would use like Macs and like actual like their gaming laptops and other kinds of laptops as like substitute for school Chromebooks. And let me tell you, I wish I did that. I wish I had the time and money to invest into something like that rather than using a Chromebook. Because let me tell you, school Chromebooks are fucking shit. They are so shit. I had a Chromebook for about 5 years. It died. Just went. It was no longer working. Everything had become loose and it was all bad. Then I got the Chromebook that I have now. 2.5 years later, it's about ready to give up and I'm ready to move on. Because let me tell you, that thing is so limited. No Steam, no iTunes, which I need for old junk iPods, and just so many other things like OBS and other things like RAM. RAM is one thing. RAM is one thing. When I try and put effects on a certain image in the photo editor that I use, the Chromebook shits itself. I'm not even joking. Like, this page has become unresponsive for like 3 minutes. If I have too many tabs open, it starts losing its mind. It is so bad. I need a fucking laptop. I've needed a laptop for about a year now. And I now like I'm starting to make money now, so I now have the money to just buy something to keep for a couple of years until I can save up more money and get an actual like desktop PC, you know? Like that's the kind of thing that I'm aiming for, like an actual gaming PC that I can play like really high-end games on, when I eventually get them. Um but yeah, like I'm about ready to just give up the Chromebook. The Chromebook's just going to become its own like relic. I need to move a couple of things to get ready for that. But the Chromebook, that's just going to be like I don't even think I can use the Chromebook as a backup laptop. I think it's just going to sit somewhere and die because the ports are failing. Like earlier today I was having trouble with the ports. Um the keys are failing, they just won't work. Um, yeah, it's old. Even though it uses charging via USB-C, it's old. It's just it sucks. But it's about time I moved on because it's a school Chromebook. Like you wouldn't use a Chromebook as like a personal laptop. You wouldn't do that. Why would you? Like the there's only one analogy I can think of, and it's actually the exact opposite. But it's like buying a champion racehorse and then only using it to fertilize the garden. It's just $1 million poo machine. That's basically it. But it's the other way round. You know, I'm using like a $2 poo machine to fertilize my mansion's garden. The whole thing. That's basically it. I love how I managed to turn that like thing around. I managed to turn that like metaphor around. I'm proud of myself for doing that. But I'm ready to give up the Chromebook and I'm ready to actually put some money aside to put into just a regular laptop to use for a little while. For like what I'm hoping to get out of the laptop is a good couple of years, like 2-3 years. And then hopefully by then I'll have the money to invest in an actual like $2,000-3,000 PC. That's the goal because I really need something like that. Like this is like a long-term plan. Like 2-3 years. Like I've been told that so I'm not going to give too many details away, but my mom and dad have talked to me about this like money investment thing. And they've said that that's like a long-term plan. And that's like decades and decades and decades before it's before I'm good to use it. Like that's like right around the end of my life. Basically. That's long term. But still 2 to 3 years, that's that's still long term for me, to be completely honest. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just looking for like I have something. I do have my eyes on something. It's cheap. It's not gonna be that great, but it's just something until I can actually afford like an actual PC. And I hope it's good because even though it's cheap compared to other laptops and stuff, it's still a couple $100. But it's just one of those things that I need to buy. It's a necessity. So I'm going to give you an example of another necessity. When I was at work one day, I dropped my phone onto just plain concrete, not plain, but it's just concrete. The entire thing completely broke. The cracks. It was already cracked, and I was still comfortably using it. No, no, it hits the concrete hits something inside, and the entire display completely shat itself. I actually needed a phone at that point. So I did a little bit of research, and it's just something that I needed. I couldn't wait 1 or 2 weeks to get a new phone because I believe 3 days, like 2 to 3 days later, I was going on a trip to Christchurch with my friends. I needed a phone. So I went out and bought a phone during my 30-minute lunch break. During my 30-minute break, not lunch break, but during my 30-minute break, I went out and I bought a phone. Just, yeah. It's one of those things that I needed right there and then. And the laptop is kind of the same situation. Mm. I've really got nothing else to talk about. I've just kind of been talking about my own thing for 50 minutes with no one watching. Oh well. Yeah. All right, I'm probably gonna end the stream soon. Mate, Vector, Victor, not Vector. Vector's the fucking villain from Despicable Me. Victor, I'm sorry, mate. You just got here at the wrong time. I'm ending the stream. I'm about to end the stream, buddy. You got here at the wrong time. Oh boy. All right. Well, don't worry. You can still watch the stream once it stays up. But basically, a lot of things have happened while I've been away. Oh, also, I am planning. I am planning on doing more videos for the channel. No, don't come to my house. You don't. All right, you do know where I live. Don't come to my house. Um, but yeah, I am planning on recording a couple of things for the music channel, a couple more covers. I do have some ideas on what I want to do. I want to try and be more creative and artistic this year. Um, but yeah, the podcast, definitely going to keep doing episodes for the podcast. Just wrapped up the first season. Um, yeah, just wrapped up the first season. The next season will be starting on the 28th of January, I believe. I'm getting a call. I'm going to mute while I take this. Okay, that was weird. Anyway, anyway, yeah. Right, yeah. So it's 10 to 10 at night, but yeah. Yeah, so more videos this year. Definitely going to try and be more artistic. Going to try and add a couple of backing tracks, backing instruments to them, kind of make them seem more produced just a little bit more this year. Because By Your Hand, that was a really good one. I really enjoyed doing that because even though it was so simple, um, adding the keyboard in the background was a good idea. I really like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically all I have to talk about. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I didn't really upload many covers last year. I'm hoping to I'm hoping to change that. Yeah. Um uh, Probably like halfway through the year I might like see if I can adhere to like a regular upload schedule and try and just keep, doing this thing. Cuz this thing is good. This thing is good. I'm gonna miss you. Stop, man. Um But yeah, halfway through the year, I might see if I can adhere to like a regular upload schedule, like maybe once a fortnight. Same with the podcast, but maybe on weeks that the podcast isn't going up. Yeah, maybe. Um, but yeah, I definitely have a couple of ideas on what to do this year. At some point, I'm gonna bring back Mackenzie H. The Mackenzie H channel is gonna come back. My next video is probably gonna be in April, for the 5-year anniversary, and I'm probably not gonna do much for that. It's just gonna be like a quick video, probably just to say thanks for 5 years, and then I'm gonna end it. But yeah, I'm very happy with all of the things that I have right now, because there's a lot that, like, even though to like a lot of people that doesn't seem like a lot that there is for me to work on, for me, I am starting to get quite busy now. I am starting to get quite busy because I got work. I've got two projects that I'm working on. Well, one that I'm working on, and one that I'm going to work on after that. Yeah, there's the podcast starting up again at the end of this month. There's videos that I need to make. There's other stuff that I need to do, like personal stuff. There's the laptop that I need to buy, but I can probably sort that within this week. But yeah, a lot of really cool and exciting things are happening, especially for me in my life, just personally. And I'm looking forward to sharing things about them. You know, I'm looking forward. I'm gonna have a. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good. Gonna be happy boy. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna end the stream now because I think it's about time. That's annoying. I'm gonna have to deal with that later. But anyway, yeah. Thank you very much for joining me on the floor. All one of you. Yeah, I didn't get many views this stream. But you know, it's just something impromptu. Yeah. Ever. I'm gonna. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. All right. Thank you all very much for coming here and sticking around for however long you did. Yeah. Things are happening. Things are going well. So yeah. All that's left to say is just thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Bye bye. Adios. Bye bye. Bye bye. My ass hurts. Bye. Bye.